In this video, we are going to see how to send a message to Slack about a new abandoned checkout in ClickBank. Let's say you're using ClickBank as an e-commerce platform and you want that every time there's a client who has abandoned the cart, a message should be shared with your team on Slack, which is an instant social messaging app, and so that they can take it forward. How would you do this? By integrating these two applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. Here, your trigger application would be ClickBank and your action application would be Slack. How would you do that? Let me take you to my screen and show you. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to type the URL pabbly.com/connect, and as we click on enter, it will take us to the landing page of the software. Here on the right hand side, you can see two options: sign in and sign up for free. If you are an existing user, you can simply sign in. If you are a new user, you have to click on this tab and sign up for free, and trust me, it will not take more than 2 minutes. You will also get 100 free tasks at the time of account creation. Now, since I'm an existing user, I'm going to simply click on sign in. And now it has taken me to the all apps page. We are doing this integration using Pabbly Connect, so I'm going to click on access now here. And now it has taken me to the dashboard. Here on the right hand side, you can see another tab, create workflow. Let's click on this. And here this dialog box appears, which is asking me to name my workflow. So I have to send a message to Slack about a new abandoned checkout in ClickBank. So I'm going to name my workflow as ClickBank to Slack. And now I'm going to click on create. Now as we do that, this particular page appears, which has got two very important events, trigger and action. Triggers and actions are basically the two concepts or principles on which this entire automation works. Trigger means when this happens, and action says do this. Basically, action is the response of the trigger application. Now here the first application that I'm going to use is ClickBank. Let's click on this. And now what would be the event? Card abandonment. So it would trigger every time when there is a card abandonment. So let's click on this. And now here you can see that we have received a webhook URL. This URL is going to act as a bridge to connect the two applications, Pabbly Connect and ClickBank. So here I'm going to copy this down, and now I have to follow these steps to make this connection work. Basically, first I have to log into my ClickBank account. So I've already logged in. I'm going to take you there. So here is the ClickBank account. Here you have to scroll down, and on the left hand side you can find accounts. So let's click on accounts, and now here you have to click on the nickname. So we have already created a nickname. Let's click on this, and now here on the top you can see vendor settings. So I'm going to click on vendor settings, and then we have to click on my site. So let's do that. Once done, we will scroll down till we find advanced tools. So this is advanced tools. Here what do we have to do? We have to click on edit. As soon as we click on edit, so here you can find three things: secret key, and then this is the URL. So now what do you have to do? You have to first delete this URL and paste the URL that you have just received from Pabbly Connect. Here, this particular URL is supposed to be pasted there. So going back, now you have to click on test IPN, and as soon as you click, it will be verified. Now let's click on save changes. Once done, again here we are going to go to my features, which is just next to my site, and we'll scroll down. Here, vendor enabled, here we have to click on this card abandonment option, where we will receive an instant notification when a customer enters an email address on the order form but abandons the page without making a purchase. So for some reason the customer doesn't make the purchase, so automatically an instant notification will be received. So here we have done this. Now I'm going to go back to Pabbly Connect. So here we have received our response in two forms, notification and IV. Now here this data that we have just received is encrypted. We will have to transform this data, and we will have to use another application for this. So here I'm going to choose another application, which is Data Transformer by Pabbly, and let's click on this. So this is going to decrypt the response that we have just received, and then we would be able to map it wherever we want. So here I'm going to select the action as ClickBank and now click on connect. So once done, see here it is asking me for three things: secret key, encrypted data and IV. For the secret key, we'll have to go back to our ClickBank account, and as we go up, we'll have to go back to my site. And then as we come down here in advanced tools, you can see secret key. I'm going to copy the secret key and paste it here. And then the next thing is encrypted data. This can be easily mapped because we have just received this data in the above step. So I'm going to map it. This notification is our encrypted data. And then we have to map the IV. Again, I'm going to click on ClickBank, and this is our IV. Mapping actually means that we have already received this data in our previous steps, and now we are just going to retrieve this data. So once done, I'm going to click on Save and Send Test Request. And see here, we have received the response in our desired format. The status is a success. Then we have the data receipt, transaction time, then data vendor. And if I go down, the payment method is there and currency is there. Then the product title is also here. Then the line item type. And then here we have the customer details like first name, last name. Then we have full name, email address, etc. So here we have received all the information. Now the next thing that we have to do is, what do we want? Let's say that this particular cart has been abandoned for some reason. Now we want to send a message to our team on Slack so that they can take it further. They can send messages to the person, or they can, contact with the person so that he or she can make the payment. For this, the next application that I'm going to use here is Slack. So let's click on this. And now we have to select the action event where what do we want? We want to just send a channel message. Let's click on connect. And now let's click on add new connection and connect with Slack. I've already logged into my Slack account, so you should do that before we make this connection. Now we have to enter the token type. Here I have entered user. Why? Because every time you want to send a message which can include a video or a URL or maybe an image, so usually we use user, this token. Now let's click on save, and here I'm going to scroll down and click on allow. Why? Because here Pabbly Connect is just asking me to authorize to connect itself with Slack account, and here the authorization has been successful. Now here you can see channel, message, image, URL, and etc. So now I'm going to take you to my Slack account here. So on the left hand side, you can see channels. So these are the channels that we have already created. You can create any channel with number of team members you want. Here you can see abandoned cart. So this is the channel that I've already created, and I've also added a few team members. You can add channels by here clicking on add channels, and here you can add your team members and create a channel. Now I am going to go back to Pabbly Connect, and here I am going to map my channel. So my channel would be abandoned cart. And now a message. So what do I want to share with my team? Hello team, this is regarding a new abandoned cart. Details are, so let's say name, we need the name. Then we need the email address, and we need the product name. Now my message will be, please follow up. Cheers. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to map this data. How am I going to map this data? Mapping means to retrieve the data that we have already received in the previous steps. So here I'm going to go to data transformer by Pabbly, and what do I want? I want name. So let me type the name. This is the full name. Then I need the email address. So let's find the email address again by mapping data transformer by Pabbly, and I'm going to write here email. So this is the billing email and shipping email. So this is the billing email, and then I want the product name. So here again I'm going to map the data, and here I'm going to write product, and you can see a passed in title. So this is the name of the product. So this is going to be my message which will be shared on Slack. Once done, if you wish to add any image or alt text, bot name, bot icon, etc., you can always do that. I'm going to go down and click on save and send test request. See, as soon as I've done that, I have received this message. Basically, this is the message which will be shared with my team. So now let's quickly go to Slack and check if we have received this message. So this is my Slack account, abandoned cart, and right now I've received this particular message. Hello team, this is regarding a new abandoned cart. Details are these. Please follow up. Cheers. So basically, the two applications have got integrated in such a way that every time there's an abandoned cart in ClickBank, automatically a message will be shared on Slack. So now I'm going to take you back to Pabbly Connect, and if I take you up, so here you can see this, that once the setup inside ClickBank is completed, click the capture response button above and you will receive a notification 1 hour later after someone abandons your cart. So here you can see that this was just a test run. So I've instantly received the message. But if you will do it live in real time, then you will have to wait for at least 1 hour to receive the notification. I hope this is very much clear to you. Once you get the response, use the data transformer app next to decrypt that response and map it anywhere you want. So basically this was the process. I hope this is very much clear to you. What did we do basically? So first we had used the trigger application as ClickBank, where the event was cart abandonment. Once done, the data that we had received as a response was encrypted. So to decrypt it, we had used another action which was data transformer by Pabbly, and the event was ClickBank. So we had done that and we had received our information in the desired format, and finally we had chosen our action step as Slack, where the action event was send channel message, and through this we were able to send messages to our team about the abandoned cart payments. I hope this is very much clear to you. In case of any doubt, you can always refer to the workflow which is given in the description box of this video, and you can even clone this workflow and start processing immediately. If you have any other advice or suggestion, you can always write to us.